know just what you're doing now. Rock the boat, rock the boat. Hey, work it in the middle, work the middle, work the middle. Change positions. Oh, now stroke it, baby, stroke it for me, stroke it for me.
Hi, friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. Happy New Year, first of all.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
What's up? It's Dehjai. And like Kendra said, we're back. Actually, I'm going to change course since you reminded me that, hello, we're in the new year. Today is actually January 2nd. Why don't we run through something kind of funny?
Okay.
Black people traditions for New Year's
Okay,
Day.
let's do it.
Because I was like, oh yeah,
Let's do
I
it.
totally was doing all the shit yesterday. So you go first. What is one of your holiday traditions that you grew up with?
Yeah. I mean, I think I am just I grew up in a very typical standard Southern family. So there's the collards, there's the black-eyed peas, and my grandma makes sweet potato biscuits, which I have recently figured out how to do on my own. So that is what I did. I had collards left over. Huh?
I said, Grandma Lois that told me about it. She said, Can called me, said she made them sweet potato biscuits.
Okay. So I did that. I had collards left over from Thanksgiving, which I froze because I was not going back through that labor again, not doing it. And like a little bit of like the cornbread pudding thing that my aunt makes. I had a little bit of that left over from Thanksgiving, which I froze. So I took that out. And then
that's a blessing. Okay. You was already prepared.
Hello, I had some fish, and I do not like black-eyed peas except for in cowboy caviar. So it's like a salad. So I made that instead of like having them warm. I don't like the texture of black-eyed peas warm. So
I don't either. And like, so full disclosure, this idea came because on Wednesday, my coworker, she's like 10 years younger than me. And so she has a son. And I was like, yeah, what you gonna do for New Year's? You know, all the Black people traditions. And she was like, nothing. Like my mom and grandmom used to do all of that stuff. I don't do that. And I was like, well, girl, you got a child now. You have to like recreate these traditions for him so that he knows what these things are. This is important. This is Black people culture.
Yeah.
It
like, and it's funny because like I wasn't always super into it. Like I just recently started doing it within the last like couple years because I'm like, girl, the world is shit. I need all the luck I can get.
Okay.
So I do the thing, but it feels nice, and especially because I live away from home, it feels nice to do the thing and to go through the tradition. And to make the biscuits. And like I said, I don't do the traditional black-eyed peas. I do cowboy caviar. So I did that. But it's nice. It feels connecting.
Well, friend, tell us, what is the cowboy caviar so the girls can know, because I too don't like the black-eyed pea.
Okay. So it's like a salad, basically. You can eat it either as a dip or as a salad. So it's just black-eyed peas, and then it's like a lime-based dressing, lime and what do you call it? Like lime, olive oil. You can use like a little bit of vinegar. I use like a red wine vinegar for the dressing, some cilantro, corn, red peppers, or like some sort of peppers, and onions. So it's almost like and I did use some tomatoes. You don't have to put the tomatoes, but like, so it's like a cross between a salsa and like a salad.
Oh, I'll make that. Yeah. If you send
it's very good. And it's
can you put it in our Dropbox so that the girls know the recipe? This is awesome.
Very easy. And it's like, you know what? It is really good for like when you're having a barbecue or like you're grilling out. It's just nice and refreshing. And you have so you get the black-eyed peas without having the mush. The mush is what I can't do.
Hello. That's why I don't like lima beans.
Gross. Yeah, same. Certain ones I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. Like it's gotta have a little bit of texture for me. But anyway, so yeah, I did that instead.
I love that. Okay. So I totally, because I was like, ooh, let's do traditions. I totally skipped past one of our traditions for Black and Curious. And what you drink, sis?
I am doing a blood orange, what is this called? Mojito?
That sounds delicious.
I love a mojito. Like this is definitely a South Florida, like you've been in South Florida a long time now, because I love a mojito. And I don't order them out much because the girls be skipping steps. But when I'm here, like in Miami, a good mojito in Miami is that girl.
So it sounds like that's what we'll be having when I come on down. But I do enjoy a good Paloma, which is
Paloma's also delicious. It is. It's similar.
Okay, so
it's like a Paloma is almost like a caipirinha. I can't say that word.
Oh yes, the Brazilian drink. That is good.
Yeah, those are good too.
I can never say it either. I'm not gonna even try. Never mind. Well, maybe we'll put it down in the comments. We can spell it for you so you can try it. Okay.
Yeah, it's very good.
So I am having a spiced chai. Primarily because the good sis Kandron was here and left me this chai rum.
Delicious. The chai rum is delicious. Hello. It belongs in a hot toddy. At first we were drinking it like straight with some ginger ale, but it was giving, but it wasn't giving. That rum, a little bit left. Oh, it belongs in a hot toddy. Like I had it with a vanilla chai tea bag and I just put it in there. Oh, so good.
And so that's what I did. I have some stash chai tea and I had a chai and turmeric tea bag. So I mixed them and steeped all of that and then threw a dash of extra cinnamon. I went to the health food store to get my whole cinnamon sticks and they were completely out because Christmas. So I just threw in like some ground cinnamon and a little bit of oat milk and made it like a latte. Fire.
That sounds delicious.
Fire. I was like, thank you, Kandron girl.
That sounds delicious. And that's like a Virginia-based rum too.
Oh.
The distillery is in Virginia. So I'm kind of like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, can we go to the distillery? Is that a thing?
Jen thought that. I'm gonna look that up because child, I will make a trip.
Yeah. I'm like,
about to have some new content.
Random. When I went to, this is like all over the place, but God bless us. We're starting out.
First day, the second day of the new year. We're having New Year's.
So we'll have to put this one up first. So, like I said, we're all over the place. But when I was in Nashville, I actually went to the Jack Daniel's distillery, which was so cool.
Oh my God, I didn't know that was there. I was in Nashville.
It's like an hour. It's like an hour outside of Nashville. So one of my friends, one of my friends that went with me on the trip. It was two of my friends that went on the trip, and she used to live in Nashville. So she was like, "Oh, we can do blah 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 blah. Let's go to the distillery." I'm like, "Sounds great."
Hello, let's go. Shit.
And then you have like a nice little tasting afterwards. So it was lovely. Highly recommend.
Okay, so we're talking about future content. If you see us on a drunk tour on the vlogs, that's because of this here video. Okay, 2022 finna be lit.
Yeah. Very. So what traditions do you have in your family for that?
So I feel like when we had our old podcast, this was eons ago, I feel like we talked about like one of them that I had discovered, and it was like I was in my early 30s. So my mom had said something about, she called me a couple years ago and was like, so make sure you have somebody make sure you have a man walk through your door after midnight and he has to be like single or something like that. And I was like, what? This is the face that I had. I was like, Mom, since when, so you would have daddy go outside? Because I was like, it is so hot in here, Jesus. Who this personal summer I'm having. But I would literally be like, Mom, so you would have dad go out every year, like at 11:59 and walk back in. That don't make no sense because we didn't know anybody here. Like we're from New Jersey. So like when we first moved here, we were all like, my parents would do New Year's with us when we were little kids. So we would one of the traditions is this one, I'm gonna tell the whole story. But like my mom would give us she had these teeny ass glasses and she would give us like a little champagne in them. I would have my own little champagne. My sister would have one. And then we would, toast Happy New Year. And then she'd be like, all right, take your ass to sleep, whatever.
Yeah.
Black parents. So I would get my little nip of champagne. I never drank it because it was disgusting. When you're a kid, it's just gross. So I would sip it and then give it back to my mom and then go get into bed. And she said that she would always most of the time she said that I would have fallen asleep anyway, because I don't remember this growing up. So my mom was like, she would make my dad go outside of the apartment door and then come back in after midnight. And I was like,
I love that.
I was like, this is so crazy. I had
also,
never.
Dehjai's mom is a riot. So
trying to get her on here to talk about some of these traditions because she has to explain them. Like some of the stuff I just don't get. Like she explained the one to my coworker about like all the things. So basically the Black people traditions, most Southerners are Black people who have roots in the South, which is most of us. You do black eyed peas, black eyed peas for good luck. Collard greens is for money. And then the ham, like the pork that you use, which I don't use pork.
I don't eat pork either.
But the pork that you use to season these two ingredients is your ham. And I feel like that's for like abundance or wealth or something like that. I don't know. I feel like I'm making something up. But so I should have screen recorded her telling us what it was because she was so excited to share this. Yes. And I should have recorded it. So man, anyway, so in the last couple of years, I did one year. I was like, all right, well, mom said I gotta have these freaking black eyed peas. I'm not gonna eat them. And so she was like, you just have to take a spoonful, just a spoonful. And I was like,
yeah. That's how it was when we were kids. It was like, I know you don't like this, but just take a spoonful. You know, you just have to have a couple. And nobody ever told us what it was for, but it was just like they were insistent that we must have a couple black eyed peas on our plate, and so you eat the black eyed peas and you move on.
Exactly. And I'm like, it's not till you're grown, like grown. Like we was in our 30s by the time. Well, I was in. Oh yeah. I was in my 30s by the time I found out about this whole like you got to have a man walk through the door. I'm like, mom, who in the hell I'm finna get to do that?
Yeah, the man walking through the door is new on me. I've not heard that one.
She said that he's supposed to be, because it wasn't just her, it was another friend of mine. And she was like, yeah, like I would make, she said, did she do the same thing? She'd make her husband go outside the door, or it would be a friend of hers. He would come and do like the walk in. They have to be the first person to walk through the door on New Year's Day. Because at that point, you know, after midnight, it's New Year's Day.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've not heard that one before.
Girl, that and like they would save the wishbone from the turkey. So we would clean the whole turkey, because Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners were similar when I was growing up. We would have to clean the whole turkey, and then my mom would make like turkey stew in this huge stock pot, like we was feeding 20 fucking people. But it was good. It had like not egg bowl, elbow. I always called them egg bowl. Elbow noodles.
Okay.
It would have elbow noodles, okra, a mixed bag of vegetables, a whole bunch of seasoning, and love. And
I love that.
And so we would have that for like the first 2 weeks of the new year, because she would freeze it basically, because it was such a huge amount. But then like you would have to save, like cut everything off the turkey and put it in the stock pot, but then you would have to save the wishbone so that, I don't know what day it is. I have to call her about that. Oh, you know what? I should call her while we're talking about it. See if she'll answer. She's gonna be like, "Are you recording me?" She's so mean, y'all, but I love her. Anyway, we would have to save the wishbone, and I don't remember what that's for. You know what? I'm gonna call her. I don't care. She gonna be all right. I'm just gonna put it over here.
Well, call her after and drop it in. Since she's not expecting us, call her after.
She's okay. She won't. She was so excited because she likes talking about these traditions, because she's the only one left. You know, So the fact that I am taking the time to do the things is like a huge deal.
Yeah.
So when I ask her about it, she gets really excited. Like one of the things, this don't have nothing. I mean, I think it might be Black people traditions, but it could be like Northern Black people. I don't know. But so growing up, everywhere that we lived, from New Jersey down to Virginia, my mom always had like this old like container or Tupperware bucket of some sort that had like the little slithers of soap in it. I feel like I told you this before. And so when I moved in college, I didn't do it. But when I got into my own place, I was like, I would get down to the little end of the soap, the bars of soap. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just put it in a thing, because this is what my mom always did, but I don't know what the fuck this is for.
Right.
So a couple years after I had filled up the damn, the little container that I was using, I was sitting there and I was, you know how you be having, like when you live by yourself, y'all talk to yourselves. I don't care what you say. I know you do. As long as you ain't answering back, you all right. But I was standing in the bathroom and I was talking to myself. I'm like, I really don't know what the hell this is for. And I have had this at this point for like 6 years. So I called my mom and I'm like, So I have something funny to ask you. And she was just like, okay, what is it? And I was already laughing because I was tickled pink. Because I was like, I just got this in here because my mama did it, but I don't know what it's for.
Right.
So I called my mom and I'm like, hey, so you know how when I was growing up, y'all always had those little, like, it would be like a butter container. Or like some other similar container to keep the little slithers of soap in. And I was just like, what is that for? Like, why do we keep that? And so my mom fell out laughing, of course, because she thought it was funny that.
Go ahead. I've never heard of this, but I have a guess.
She fell out laughing, of course, because, you know, like for me to do something, because this is something from childhood, like little, but I always remember, like, I wasn't allowed to throw the soap out. So I never did. And so she was busting out laughing and she was like, girl, like basically the reason why I saved the soap is because when, you know, you were born, your father and I didn't have a whole lot of money. So we would use extra slivers to wash clothes, dishes.
That was my guess.
Yeah. And I was like, damn.
My guess was to make laundry detergent.
Yeah. And I did not know that. But to this day, y'all, I still have little things with slivers of soap in it. Like, I don't know. And I mean, you know, I feel like, you know, people be talking about how the end of the world keep coming. So I'm going to have soap to wash my ass. At least I won't be dirty.
You won't be dirty. That is so funny.
But yeah.
So are there any, oh, sorry.
That's one of the many McWhite traditions. I think the main ones for New Year's are like the food, doing the wishbone. I have to call her to ask her what that's for. I didn't have a wishbone this year. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. And then the only thing that stands out is the one that you were like, well, what's the man thing about? Same as me. I had no idea. And I don't do that tradition because I don't be having people in my house like that. And we're living in a pandemic. So
yeah.
You don't know.
Are there any traditions that you have rejected? Like, I'm not doing that. Well, you said the one with the man. You're not doing the man.
I mean, I'll do it once I have the man that I want to like.
Yeah.
I think part of it too, I'm gonna have to ask her this, or y'all can get down in the comments and let us know if anybody in your family does this tradition.
Yeah.
But like, it's also like them coming through is like a the union between you and the person or something like that, or like either be friendship or like, you know, romantic or something. Because like my friend who's older, she would do the same thing, and she would have her friend's husband come over and do it for them. So it doesn't have
to be. I wonder if it's for like protection or something.
I don't know. I'm a really
given that it has to be a man. It's like maybe it's like protection. It's like protecting your house.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Good guess.
That's not something that we've done. I don't know that one. One that I don't get on board with is like, I'm not turning my house upside down to like clean every corner and wash every piece of clothing that has ever fallen off my body between now and, you know, I'm not doing that. I just am not going to do it. Like,
so like, because it's so steeped in me that I need to do these things. I did get it together this year. I didn't wash all my laundry. I still got laundry left, but I did kind of straighten up and clean the kitchen and do all the things because it was looking a little crazy in here. Straightening
is one thing, but people are like spending their New Year's Eve like dusting baseboards and shit. I'm not doing that. I'm so sorry. I'm a gradual type of person. Like, I try to do a little bit every day, but that means that like it's rare that like everything is all done at the same time, but I'm okay with that. That's fine for me. Hello? But I'm not hitting baseboards on New Year's Eve. That's not what
I'm just not gonna do that. Like, no. My mom was like, well, make sure you she was like, well, if you don't want to get down there, sometimes she did tell me to get like the hair dryer and just blow I said, girl, who is doing
that? Is specific. Wow.
Because she was like, if you don't want to get down there, just blow it with the hair dryer. I said, I'm not doing that, girl. This is a tradition with these dang on fans. I got these from my one of my older family members.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm coming upon the age of having the summers.
Yeah. I'm not there yet, thank God. I haven't.
My mother was like, get ready, because I started flashing in my late 30s, and I was like, great.
Oh my God.
So here I am. And that's why I'm saying it. Hello.
Goodness. I don't think my mom started flashing that early. I have to ask her. Thank God.
That one is gone. I think I'm gonna just have to turn the heat off.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. Y'all drop down in the comments, let us know what your holiday or your not holiday, your New Year's traditions are. We're also going to link a video where we talk about how our families love to talk about they're not into stuff, but they have all these superstitions. So we'll link that video here as well.
Girl.
Anything else?
I'm trying to, there was one more that I had for y'all, but I'll probably just have to put it in the comments because I can't remember it now. I forgot.
Okay. Drink and beauty details are always down below, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.